The next one's with absolute values. This is where you have absolute values on both sides. So the absolute value of 9 could equal its same thing, right? Absolute value of 9 equals the absolute value of 9. However, the absolute value of 9 could also equal the absolute value of negative 9, because those would make them both positive. So when you do these ones, again, you're going to have two cases. The first one, you leave everything exactly the same. 2u plus 6 equals 5u plus 9. You didn't change any signs. Everything stayed the same. You just got rid of the absolute values. On the second case, one side is going to stay the same. The other side we have to do the opposite of. So we're going to say 2u plus 6 equals negative 5u minus 9. Notice I changed both of those signs. So one side stays the same. One side you do the same with the opposite. Same and same. And then you just solve each of those separately like we solve all our other stuff. So on the first one, I'm going to minus my 5u to move it over. And at the same time, just because I don't have a lot of space, I'm going to minus the 6. So 2 minus 5 would be negative 3u. 9 minus 6 is positive 3. And then, of course, we have to divide by negative 3. So u equals negative 1 is going to be one of my solutions. Then we solve the other side. So on the other side, when I solve that, I'm going to have to add my 5u and minus my 6. 2 plus 5 would give me 7u. Negative 9 minus 6 is a negative 15. This one we're going to get a fraction. It's okay to get a fraction. U is going to equal negative 15 sevenths. So again, when we put these answers in, we got two answers. U could be negative 1 or could be negative 15 sevenths. So we just put them in with a comma in between. Let's sharpen up your pencil. Oh. All right. So the next one's going to be very similar to that. We're going to have our two cases because we have absolute values on both sides. First case, the exact same problem. So negative 4v minus 5 equals negative 7v plus 5, right? On the second one, we're going to leave one side alone. So negative 4v minus 5, we're going to do the opposite of the other side. So what do we have on the other side?
You can have 7v minus 5.
Exactly. And then we're going to solve those two problems. So on the first one, if we're going to solve that, we're going to do what?
We're going to bring the negative 7 to a positive 7.
Add our 7v.
3v, and then minus 5.
What are we going to do with our 5 when we move it over?
Oh, make it positive.
We got to make it a positive 5.
10.
So 3v equals 10. And then we're going to divide, right?
Yep.
So v equals 10 thirds. Okay, on the other side, what should we do?
Make your negative 4v a positive 4v.
You could. You're going to move it this way?
Oh, I can make the 7, negative 7, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Negative 7v, so you get negative 11v minus 5 equals negative 5. Then what are you going to do?
Oh, so that negative 5 stays negative?
Yeah, well, for now, but we still have to move it over, right? When we move it over, we're going to make it a plus 5, right?
Yeah.
And so negative 11v equals 0, right? And then if we divide, we still get 0. So we get answers of 10 thirds and 0. All right. So the next one should pretty much be the same. What two problems should I write down to solve for number 9?
2x minus 7 equals 2x plus 3
And what was that second part of that?
minus 3.
No. So 2x minus 7 is going to equal, this should be the exact same thing, right?
I would read the whole thing.
So negative 2x plus 3, right? So the first time we write it down, it has to stay exactly the same, just without the absolute values. The second one, we're going to have what?
2x minus 7 equals positive 2x plus negative 3.
So minus
Plus-
3. Instead of plus and negative, just minus 3.
Yeah.
All right, so solving the first one, what should we do?
We are going to move 2x to plus 2x, which will be 4x. Negative 7 is going to be positive 7, which is going to be 10. And then you divide, which is going to be, x is going to be 10 fourths
Which I can reduce.
to 5 seconds.
5 over 2, yep. So x equals 5 halves. On the other one, when I solve that one,
We're going to move the 2x, negative 2x, which is going to be negative 4x. Negative 4x,
no,
positive 4x.
you're going to subtract the 2x, right?
Yep.
2 minus 2 is,
2.
2 minus 2 is
0.
0. 0x is going to equal,
0x is going to equal plus 7, 4.
4. Now, this is one of those weird cases. Remember when we had those tables and you had 3 different answers? You either had no solution, x equals your number, or all real numbers are solution? 0 times what number gives me 4? Nothing. I can't do this one if I have a 0 in front of that x. So when I put my answer in, I'm just going to put this one number in. I'm not going to put 5 halves and no solution. I'm just going to put 5 halves down. Because you do have a solution, it's just the 5 halves. So you just get one answer if this happens.
Okay.
Okay? All right.